Hello everyone and welcome back guys to the Delta Online Racing Lamborghini Super Trofeo Cup, where today we're here for rounds 5 and 6 at Laguna Seca. Unfortunately, I missed out on rounds 3 and 4, but luckily I'll be using those as my drop week. But yeah, here we are then on the grid, ready for round 5 and round 6 at Laguna Seca. Unfortunately, bots qualifying quite a bit, so only down in P13 of a lobby here. But it is 5 lights and it's lights out, and away we go there. Off to a fairly poor start on the whole there. Actually, GTR Warwick is going to be able to get a good run down the inside in towards turn 1 here. Gets pinched out behind HCR Blackout there as we come in towards the first corner. And we're just going to try and slot into any possible space that we can. Hamish and Flaflail both on the outside there. There's going to be a lot of contact just a bit further up the road there. We're unfortunately going to get squeezed once again between Hamish and Warwick there. We try to hang it right around the outside of Hamish there. We get much better drive on the exit of the corner there. Quite a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact made between the pairs. So Hamish holds it back up the inside there, clips the curb very much there, and he's going to lose the back end on the exit of the corner and find himself dropping behind me there. So we have moved up one place off the start there. Hamish and Warwick both trying to dive it down the inside of myself. There will be shut the door and hold on to P11 there, and we find ourselves already behind Roadrunner. It's not been a good start for him. I'm pretty certain he got in a bit of a battle with AMR Lawrence even, I should say, off the start there. So unfortunately for him that he did lose out on quite a few places and time, but he's going to try and go back around the outside of Flaflail here through the corkscrew there, and on the exit of the corner we're just looking at this battle in front of me and trying to think of any sort of way we can capitalise on that. Almost get a bit of a sim twitch going through the corner there. Roadrunner's going to get sent out wide on to the gravel, so we're going to be side by side with him now as we come through the final couple of corners of lap 1. Are we going to be able to do anything up the inside here? I think we are. Well, a little bit of contact actually with Flaflail there as well. Unfortunately we just get hung out on the exit there. Myself, Roadrunner and Warwick all go around in there. An unfortunate for Flaflail there. A little bit caught out. He's going to get very, very tight though in towards turn 1 there. Unfortunately, Roadrunner I think realised that Warwick was on the inside, so we're still going to be 3 wide as we go into the first corner there. Warwick, oh look at that, just so close, and we're just in the middle getting pinched from all angles. We do get the drive off the exit of turn 1 there. We do hold on to P10 of the race. So after all of that, we've all ended up in the same positions, and nonetheless then yeah, get very, very intense very early on into the evening. And I must admit, you know, I was a bit rusty coming into this one. I hadn't driven the Lambos all too much around this track, and I hadn't really driven Forza much over the last sort of week as well, so it was a little bit I was struggling a little bit to get back in on this game as well, but hopefully obviously over the course of these 2 races we can finally get back in to the rhythm there. We're still trying to hang on to Roadrunner's coattails as we come up the hill, but unfortunately we weren't going to be able to do that for all too long there. Next up on the old hit list would be HCCR Blackout as we reach the top of the hill there. He does break quite tidily there, a little bit of contact made between the pairs. He's just very slow through the corner there. We try to get the drive on the exit there. We look to the outside of him. Are we going to be able to make that move work? I don't think we're going to be able to there. Blackout runs very deep though through the exit of the corner. We're going to be able to hang it around the outside. He dives it back up the inside there. Very aggressive lunge from him, but he will be able to make the move work. They're going to hold it on the inside though, in through the final couple of corners. Just park it on the apex. Don't let him try to go for the cutback move, and we now move ourselves up into P9 of the race there. So quite an action-packed start to the first race of the night, and obviously at the end of the series all we're aiming for is the top 8 overall here, you know, so we go through to the grand finals. Then obviously there it's safe to say anything could happen as we come through turn 1 once more here. Now on to lap 6 of this race. We're now starting to build up a little bit of gap. Warwick is still trying to apply the pressure though. We are just really struggling in this first race. They see make a bit of a mistake out in towards the next corner here. Through the kink we go once more. They just get the power on a little too early. They dip the wheel on the gravel, and unfortunately there you've got either 2 options. You either run wide or you sim switch back across the road there. I took the option of running wide there, but unfortunately we sim twitch at the top of the hill. They have to cut down the exit of the course and unfortunately lose the place to Warwick, Blackout and Martin there. So all the way back now down to P12 of this race. And yeah, just as I said, really struggling to get into a rhythm in the first race of the night here. So not what I wanted in this race. And 1 lap later now we were all over the back of these guys once more here. Blackout almost sim twitches as we come up the hill there, and yeah, we're trying to just close up this gap once more to these guys. Break nice and tidily at the top of the hill there. Martin gets a little bit of a weird contact there, and unfortunately we just get sim twitched down the hill. Into the wall we go. And that is going to be the complete rear end written off there. That was, well, honestly, at this point, I thought I can try and continue going. But just look at that. Nothing we can do. Sim twitch once more there. And that is basically our first race of the night completely over with. And yeah, very, very unfortunate with that one there. Yeah, Martin got caught out. I don't think he really saw me on the inside. That we were just trying to not have a crash with him as best as possible there. And unfortunately, nothing we could do in that instance there. So unfortunately, we're going to drop all the way down to P15 and last place of the race by the very end. Then not the race that I would have wanted. Veloci Races takes him another race victory there. I'm pretty certain that's 4 in a row now in this series. He only hasn't won the first race so far of this series. Obviously, after getting very, very lucky in the second round of Road America with Lawrence and Chris having quite a big battle right at the end of that race. But out of the final quarter, then P15, not the race I would have wanted in the end there. But we will be starting on pole for the second race of the night, which I'm sure I can certainly take there. So now the aim is just to try and gap Hamish and Flail as quickly as possible here. The lights will be going out at 3 minutes 30 on the big clock here. Are we going to be able to do a good start here? Let's find out. It's 5 lights and it's away we go there, off to a fairly decent start. And there we are going to be able to hold on to the race lead down towards turn 1 there. Flail actually gets a very, very good run. And he's already going to be past Hamish before we've even made it in towards him. When he thinks about going for a dive on myself, but not able to make that work. And now the tyre's just so cold off the start, struggling for turning through the first couple of corners there. You see now Flail trying to really apply the pressure here. That's one of the only problems about starting at the front of the field is, you know, whilst the whole rear of the grid is still forming up, unfortunately you do start to lose a bit of tyre temps. Not as bad as on a lot of games, but it is still certainly noticeable on Forza nonetheless here as we come through the next couple of corners. And as I said, yeah, the aim just to make as big a gap as possible off the start. And by lap 7, as you can see, we had built up a good sort of 400-500 foot gap, but unfortunately Roadrunner was now the car behind me. And onto lap 10, they see is now starting to pile on the pressure here. And at this stage of the day, I just had the mindset of I was going to fight for every possible position in this race. And I wanted a race victory in this series. You know, I basically only get one if, you know, I did end up having a bit of an accident in the first race and get lucky on the reverse grid here. But yeah, I really wanted to fight for this race victory here from a Roadrunner. And honestly, this is going to be one of the best battles that I think I can really see myself having over the course of this entire season. The whole defensive battle between now and the end of the race was really one that I can look back and be quite proud of myself on. As you can see, Roadrunner all over the back of me already here. The gap now down to just 30-40 feet. And all we're trying to do at the moment is keep our braking nice and tidy and making sure that we're just staying in 100% control of our car here. Braking, as you can see, we could probably brake a little bit later through a couple of these corners. But, you know, slowing fast out, trying to maximise the opportunities for ourselves and give Roadrunner as few possibilities to capitalise as possible there. We take a very defensive line into the corkscrew there, but just park it on the exit of the corner. They get a nice drive out through the final couple of corners. This corner is absolutely horrible in these cars because they just have a tendency to ground out all the way through there. But yeah, Roadrunner to the outside once more. He's going to try and go for the switchback move there, but once again, just park it on the apex here. In towards the final corner, Roadrunner is just going to try and hook it right up around the outside there. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact in between the powers there, and he has been able to make it work. So it's going to be a drag race down towards someone here. But yeah, Roadrunner, I don't think I know anyone that's able to hook it up around the outside as well as he can. And as we come in towards turn 1 here, that's what he's going to try and do. Hook it up right around the outside once more. They're very late on the brakes, but not able to make it work through there. And we do still hold on to the race lead still. Lap 12 of this race. Can we hold on for just 4 more laps here? We tried to get a good traction off the exit of the corner there. Roadrunner, a little bit of laggy contact made between the powers there with just these Lamborghini's weird hitboxes there. And now out through the next corner. Is Roadrunner going to be able to go for anything? I don't think he is just yet though. We break nice and tidy. The only thing I was really wary of that he would try to go for a little bit of a lunge here, and he's going to muscle his way to the inside through the next corner. Not going to be able to keep it side by side up through the kink. I don't think he's willing to risk it either there. We break nice and tidy there, and I think Roadrunner did get caught out a little bit by it that time there. I can only apologise to him for that one, but obviously it is up to the car behind in those situations to avoid the, you know, avoid the braking of the car in front. And it wasn't like I brake checked him or anything like that. I'm just trying to brake nice and tidy here. But yeah, Roadrunner down the inside in towards the next corner there. What a ballsy move that was by him. We're not going to give up on this just yet. We're going to try and hold it up the inside through the penultimate corner there, just side by side. This is absolutely fantastic racing in towards the final corner. We tried to capitalise on that run, but unfortunately make a critical error. We tried to get the traction on the switchback, but it's just impossible to do in these Lambos, sadly. You know, you can't really go for switchback moves in these cars. And now as we come in towards turn 1 here, Roadrunner is going to brake nice and late in towards turn 1 there. So we're going to try and get the car nicely hooked on the apex there. We are back on the inside here, so this battle might not be over just yet. Roadrunner takes a lot of sand on the exit of the corner, but he does have the inside through the next 2 here. We're just going to try and get it nice and tidy on the exit there. But Roadrunner, he's running quite a bit more aero than myself, and he will just be able to hold on to that position now, move himself up into the lead of the race there. But still, I can hold the head up high and be happy, you know, that I was able to hold off Roadrunner for just a couple of laps. A previous Forza RC champion, you know, I'll certainly take that one there. Renault, though, now very, very close to me as we move in towards these dying stages of the race here. And now I really just want to hold on to a podium here. Roadrunner makes a bit of a mistake as we come up in towards the corkscrew there as well. But now Renault was really, really trying to apply the pressure here with just a couple of laps to go of this race. And I'd already lost the race lead. I certainly do not want to lose out on P2 as well here. So we're going to try and employ the same strategy, you know, just keep the car in 100% control, no risk, just making sure that we focus on hitting our apexes, getting our braking nice and tidy, and then we're just seeing what Renault can do. He tries to have a look to the outside through the final corner there, pushes me all the way through the corner there, but we do hold on still to this P2 here on the run towards turn 1 here, and it does look like pretty much everyone. I have got one of the best top end tunes here, probably not ideal around Laguna Seca. It's not really a track that you associate with high top speeds there, but just look at Renault through turn 1 there, just bashing and barging all the way through there. He wants to do absolutely anything he possibly can to get this P2 here, and we're just trying to hold on for dear life there. Just look at that, just launches it up the inside there. You just see that Lamborghini, that purple front end just fly onto the inside there, and well, you know, fair play to him. He's really, really trying to go for it, but very, very aggressive in nature as well there. And now we've got Veloce Racers up into P4 here through this second sector of the penultimate lap here. We tried to focus on getting good drive, unfortunately running a little bit wide on the exit there. Luckily Renault isn't able to capitalise on that one here, as now we go through the kink once more there. Slow in, fast out. That has given us a tiny bit of a breakaway there, up to about 60 feet as we come in towards the next couple of corners. Brake nice and tidily in for the corkscrew there. Renault once again tries to have a look for a move up the inside, but cannot pull it off here just yet. We take a little bit of a defensive line through this corner there. Unfortunately, Luke ground out the rear end ever so slightly. That's going to skate out ever so slightly wide there. But yeah, just once again, get it nice and tidy on the brakes, park it on the apex, and do absolutely everything that we need to here. Renault has a look down the inside through the final corner there. We clipped the curb a little bit too aggressively, but we had to try and defend from the move there. And now out into the final lap of this race. I know a lot of people saying I gave myself a hard time in this race, but ultimately I just wanted to fight for as many points as I possibly can here. And you know, I'm not here to, you know, finish 4th, 5th, 6th. I'm here to win and to score as many points as possible there. Unfortunately, I probably won't win a race this series unless I put a huge amount of sweat in. And for some unknown reason, Racers and Roadrunner both don't make it to a race. But I think, you know, everyone else, theoretically, if I have the perfect tuning and everything like that and I put the practice in, I think everyone else here I can match if I get it all right there. Renault, though, now all over the back of me here, and Racers is actually going to go for a lunge in towards the next corner there, and that is going to give me the breakaway that I absolutely need there. Renault is going to lose out a little bit of time to myself there. Slow in, fast out through here, don't get the car on the apex that time, unfortunately there, but now we're going to be able to give ourselves a little bit of an opportunity there. Renault, Chris, and Racers all battling through the final few corners of the lap here, and now we've got a bit of an opportunity, a bit of a gap to have the final few corners as a bit of breathing space here as we come through the final couple of corners there. Roadrunner is going to do absolutely everything he needed to take home the race victory. A fantastic one for him once more there. Through the final couple of corners, we're going to come through for my very first podium in the Delta Online Racing Lamborghini Super Trofeo Cup. That out of the final corner. P2 in the bag. I will certainly take that after the horrific race one, and honestly just happy that I could hold on at the end there. But yeah, Roadrunner would take home the race victory ahead of myself, Renault, Chris, and Racers there, with Hamish down in 6th, Bowkit, AML Lawrence, Blackout, Flaflail, my teammate Wolves, and Warwick rounding out the top 12 there. But if you guys are new around here and you don't want to see more content from the Delta Online Racing Lamborghini Super Trofeo Cup, I would highly recommend making sure that you are liked and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully, I will see you guys next time out for I'm not too sure what race.